Hey guys, and welcome back to Join the Republic Season 3. We are here. We just watched Team UK and Henry G pull out the victory. We will soon be continuing on with the matches, but first, let's kind of break down that first match. Were you guys surprised with Henry G's confidence, Stunna? Oh. Sorry, I don't hear you. Apparently you're both muted, so I will talk about that game myself a little bit and what I saw. So yeah, I mean, Henry G was pretty surprising. None of us thought that he was his spray control was actually quite impressive. But yeah, so let's think about our next match coming up. We have Team Nordic and Pronax versus Izakoo and Team Poland, and they've been
yeah, right away it's been a long road for some of these guys, right? I mean, there's been a lot of hard hours of sweat and dedication and preparation going into these matchups. Just to kind of touch on what we were talking about a minute ago, wasn't the best day for the Australians, wasn't the best showing for Sponge overall. Honestly, what are you thinking, Pimp? I mean, just real quickly.
No, real quick, I think that it was one of those games where I expected Sponge to be better. He wasn't, and that's a problem for Australia.
It is. But yes, we are moving on now, so not everything is lost. Not all hope is lost. We do have Izakoo and company now coming into the fold. What do we got, Christine?
We do, but you know what? Before we jump over to the next match coming up, let's discuss the captains a little bit. We watched two captains in Sponge and Henry compete versus each other. Let's touch a little bit on the other captains coming up. We have Captain Senya from Team Russia, and we haven't seen them play yet. We talked a little bit about him earlier in the day. Stunna, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of touched on it earlier. I thought, perhaps he was going to be able to bring some veterans into here. Maybe I switch back over to this and it all makes sense. Everything's right in the world. No need to panic. That's one thing you learn as a leader right away. You have to keep cool, calm, and collected. Otherwise, everybody's going to be in chaos. Now, Senya, I don't think he's going to be that guy that's bringing the chaos and really making things unorganized and just all over the place. This guy is super calm when it comes to decision-making, and specifically when it comes to these intricate moments where things are really just outside of the wire.
See, I don't know Ukrainian and I don't know the language that they speak, but when I see streams, when he's sitting there at home and streaming, he seems like an immense troll to me. He seems like he's having
perfect leadership quality.
Probably one of the leadership qualities you don't want winning your team. So I think it's going to be fun to see him, take upon that leadership role and try to be this calm and collective guy that he obviously was back in the days when he was playing 1.6 and he was one of the best in the world. Let's not forget that he used to run this Na'Vi team that was the best 1.6 team in the entire world back then. So he definitely knows what it takes. But for now, I think he's just going to go in and going to have some fun.
Perfect. And thinking of other captains, Captain Izakoo from Team Poland.
Yeah, I mean, the Poles have had an up and down time with Counter-Strike recently, right? Like, if you're a Virtus Pro fan, it's been an interesting ride for you nonetheless.
It's been down traced.
Yeah, you're right. It's been kind of like more, yeah. But anyway, it's been a rough one, and I think this could be the beginning of the bounce back for the Polish scene.
You think that this tournament...
this is the one. This is the moment.
Yeah, I believe that there's something to be said about that, Trace. Definitely not the stuff that you were saying. But I think Izakoo is a great leader. And I think that he's shown again and again at this very tournament, that he can produce results. Last year, as you said, he was in the final. He did lose to Team Freiburg. Great team, I lost to them myself, so it makes sense in the end. But I think he's one of those players to come into this tournament taking it very, very seriously. And he wants to prepare well coming into this one. I actually think that the matchup we have on our hands right now potentially could be a grand final as well, because I do think that the Swedes are great players as well. So in general, I think we're going to have the match of the day already now.
You think so? This early on?
This early on.
I mean, I did say it earlier, and it's because I saw it yesterday, day before. This guy is a perfectionist. He wants to be the best at everything he does, and does that transfer over to the players? Can it even begin to transfer over to the players? I mean, let's be honest. These players are wild cards.
He's got a lot of fans. I was in Poland watching him throughout the whole campaign and throughout the whole trial process, and I was so surprised by how many young fans he actually had show up and wait in line and try to join in on them.
Yeah, I mean, the Poles are very passionate, right? Any time that you've been to the city of Katowice, you've seen that the passion is just thriving around there, and you can feel the energy, you can feel the chants, you can just feel what's going on. I mean,
What do you got to say on that note, Jacob?
Nah, I think you're right, Trace. I think when you've been to Katowice, when you've experienced, the energy and the sort of like vibe that is around that city when it comes to Counter-Strike, it's a place you want to go back to. And I think for Izakoo, it's one of those scenarios where he has a lot of fans, as you said, Christine, and you want to make them proud.
Yeah, exactly. Isaac, we're moving on with Captain Pronax now. He is the captain of the Team Nordic region. I mean, obviously, he's no stranger to us. A legend in the name.
Past. He's got
major titles,
accolades. He's got everything that you would want to have as that leader, as that sort of role model leader figure. This is the guy you say, hey, he's been there, done that. You know, he wasn't bragging about dropping 30 kills against Titan, 15 years ago or whatever it was.
Never did, Trace.
Oh, well, true. Anyway, look, the point is, this is a guy that should have all the tools up here. Now, can he transfer that to his tool belt, which is going to be his players? I think that's going to be the real struggling part there, potentially for any of these leaders.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And Pronax is one of those guys, as we said, he has the pedigree. He has the experience in order to tell these young Swedish players what to do and how to act in the pressured situations. Not to forget that the Swedish scene is one of the scene right now that has a lot of potential when it comes to new Counter-Strike players. The new generation in general, seems to be trending from the Nordic areas right now. Denmark is definitely a country that is producing talent after talent. So I expect no less from Sweden.
Talking about talent, we're going to jump over to Germany and Team Nookie, Captain Nookie with Team Germany.
Yeah, I mean, Nookie, you kind of talked about it in the past. So he is another player that's coming from a professional background. So already he does have those accolades. I'll just say it again. He does have that sort of stature already where these guys are going to be looking up to him.
Yeah, they're going to be looking up to him. I was one of the guys who, I wouldn't say I looked up to him back in the days.
You don't have to lie. It's okay.
Yeah, but I never lie, Trace. But the fact of the matter is that he was, back in the days, a great player. He was even teammates with Henry G at one point, I believe. So they know each other in and out, so to speak. So another leader, that can translate some of that experience into his players. And Germany is, for once, a scene that is sort of like... I wouldn't say it's a scene in disaster right now, but we don't see a lot of German talents coming out right now. And it's sort of like nearing into the area where you can make a joke of them, just like UK. So we want to see some great talents coming out from Germany, and maybe Nookie have found 4 great candidates for that.
Hopefully he has. Now, one of these captains that I'm a huge fan of, Captain Flom of Team NA, of course. I mean, come on, I'm from America. He's from America.
First of all, what's not to love? Look at this guy's beard. I mean, look at it right there. That right away signifies true leadership. Because we are in the Scandic region, we are talking about Vikings day in and day out around here. This guy has all the qualities of what a true Viking, fearless warrior leader would be. Now, he's also American, so if we add all that together, I think that this guy, he could really run away with the entire show here. Yeah,
I don't judge a book by its cover, Trace. I mean, he does have the beard, he does have the looks, but from that matter, I want to see him be that vocal leader. I want to see him lead this American team somewhere. Last year, let's not forget it, now that we're sitting with 2 Americans right now, they did go out in the last place and finished absolute last. So let's man. Yeah, it happens sometimes, and you do lose quite often in that country. But I want to see Flom, do this differently this year. I think he found a great team, and I think he is a great leader. And to my understanding, I think he's the best player of all these captains as well. Maybe with the exception of Pronax, who is technically still a professional player.
All right. Well, and we have one more captain, Captain Hunyane, who you guys have been referring to Captain Jeff.
Yes.
It's just Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, I mean, when I read the alias, I can see where you get Hunger Games. Hunyane, right? Nailed it. Boom.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Jeff is a guy that's trying to lead from the front. We saw earlier he did have a little bit of struggle when it came down to swinging the sword. Luckily, there are no swords in Counter-Strike because this is a real first-person shooter, a real good title. There's none of that nonsense going on. And when we think about what he's able to do with his team, I don't know, man. I'm not totally convinced so far.
Now we'll have to see. He was the guy sharing the last place last year with the American team, just to mention that once again. I think French and the French players over there are seen with a lot of potential. So if he found some of that, gems that is hidden out there, it could be a dangerous team to face because, again, let's not forget it, the French scene and the Danish scenes are probably the 2 best Counter-Strike scenes in terms of raw talent right now. So there may be a gem or 2 out there.
Absolutely. And speaking of the Captain's Challenge, we actually got to witness some of the content that we made earlier today, but the Captain's Challenge is a separate competition from the main competition, right, Trace?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on with the Captain's Challenges. I've been having a ball of a time with this. In fact, there are different categories for each of these challenges. All these captains are being scored based on their performances in-game and out-of-game. Now, with the Captain's Challenges, some of the in-game would include some in-game taskings throughout Counter-Strike. And I guess if we take a look at what's going on outside the game, you guys have already had a taste earlier as to some of the shenanigans that we've gotten up to. I've tried to really push these guys to display their leadership qualities. But for what it's worth, some did struggle there just a little bit. But perhaps we take a little bit more in-depth look now and see who comes out on top in the rest of the Viking Challenge.
I can do this. I can do this. Oh, damn, okay. Didn't work out for me.
Small miss there from Greer. Fire in the hole, fire in the hole. Oh! Did hit the target, didn't stick it, doesn't count. Jeff now lining up the shot.
Got that.
Still closer than Henry G. Let's see what you got. Nice.
Ah, there we go. Good.
Okay, hit the target. Not bad.
Oops.
Nice.
That's very nice. Very good hit.
Outstanding hits. We're gonna move on now to the crossbows.
They're very small apples, boys. It's not good.
A ty masz, nie masz tego? No,
Nie, nie.
o,
trochę.
Raz, dwa, trzy, halo, halo. Halo.
Halo, halo.
Dobra, teraz okej, chyba już, no.
Halo, halo. A,
Nie no, finał Majora, wy nie macie TS-a naprzeciw.
No właśnie.
no ja mogę mieć, ale
Niesamowite.
ty pół info daję jak coś.
No to nie, to lepiej nie.
To lepiej dawaj całe.
No właśnie. I lepiej strzelę, nie?
Info jest dla nubów, tylko heady, pamiętajcie.
Dobra. Ta wysokość.
No, przejucha. Jest tak pusto na tym deathmatchu się wydaje. Strasznie pusto na tym deathmatchu się wydaje, nie? Niby jest full, ale nie ma ludzi. Delay na czat zmienić? Jaki jest delay na czat?
Don't forget to change the hertz as well.
Ja myślę, że można zrobić. Wiesz, podczas meczu to można zrobić dymę i niech kurczę czat se leci jak chce. Już trudno. Ale pesteczka teraz siadła. Dobra, jestem tak.
It was really hard. It looks so like cheap or easy from the outside, and I was like, okay, that's easy. You just throw it, and then I don't know. I had my leather gloves on. Maybe it got a bit sticky. I don't know. So I tried to throw it hard, but then I basically just too hard maybe. I don't know, and it just fell to the ground 2 times for me. And I think Henry was like throwing above 3 times.
Yeah,
it's like
he missed a resounding number of times, even when he was practicing on his own. Henry definitely struggled all throughout that challenge. I think he was probably one of the worst axe throwers I've ever seen.
I didn't hit either, so
still better than him. Don't worry, it's fine. It's no, man. Had you gotten a 4th one, you think you would have nailed it?
With a crossbow, maybe.
With a crossbow,
but not with the axe. I don't know. I just didn't have the feeling to when to release the axe. I guess it really needs some practice, and it was really a nice and tough challenge, I have to admit.
Well, I tell you what, when you're done with your match, we'll just head outside and get it done in the parking lot. You ready?
That's good. Okay.
Deal.
All right. Let's take a look at the standings and see what you guys think about this. So far, we've had 2 matches come Oh, this is the standings for the Captain's Challenge. My apologies. So, Sana, can you break that down for us?
Yeah, you know what? We're going to break it down. Say9 really coming in strong there. He had a really good showing. And, of course, it was his birthday. It just kind of goes hand in hand. I don't really know how else to explain that. Chad, he didn't necessarily have the best war cry. I think that is the one point that we did end up giving Henry there. He had quite the Viking war cry. He was really the one that nailed that one, I thought.
That was amazing.
I was empowered.
I think that was a challenge, right? And we straight gave up.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a challenge right from the get-go, but it definitely somehow factored into the equation here. Overall, how do you feel about your performance, or I guess who else really stood out to you, man?
Well, at least I'm not last.
Yeah.
Like Henry, right?
Yeah,
it's Henry, right? But yeah, I don't know.
You never know when a young lad might be surfacing around.
Well, it was Senya's birthday. He nailed 2 X's. And I think that was the toughest challenge of the 3 ones. So he definitely deserved that one, I have to admit.
He's got a point.
Well, thank you so much, Nikki. And we will be right back after this, and the game will be going live.
gotta make you mine. Hey girl, got me going, got me going, got me out of my mind. Hey, what you do to me? Hey, bad, bad girl. Hey, what you do to me? Hey, yeah, bad, bad girl. Every time you walk in the room, I feel my temperature rise. You got me shaking, got me down on my knees. There's a fire in your eyes. Hey girl, got me going, got me going. I'm out of my mind. Hey, what you do to me? Hey, bad, bad girl. Hey, what you do to me? Hey, yeah, bad, bad girl. Hey, what you do to me? Hey, yeah, bad, bad girl. Hey, what you do to me? Hey, yeah, bad, bad girl. Every moment I think about you, girl, I know you're so good for me. Every second I want you by my side. Yeah, yeah. Hey, what you do to me? Hey, you bad, bad girl. Hey, what you do to me?
Hey guys, and welcome back to Join the Republic Season 3. We will have the first match of Group B coming up here shortly with Captain Pronax and Team Nordic versus Captain Izak and Team Poland. But first, I have two guests to help me break down the tournament format a bit. First is Sponge and Jacob. How are you guys doing right now?
I went into the back room and broke my keyboard and threw my mouse against the wall. I told my teammates to get up there and DM. No, I sent them home because they're just a little bit jet lagged. That excuse is real. I don't care what anybody says.
You've been here since 9 a.m., right?
Yeah. It's been a long day. Yeah. But it's good. It was good to get back in the server and play. It's a bit of fun.
It was exciting to watch. Jacob, can you break down the tournament format for us? We've got 8 teams, 8 captains, 2 groups of 4.
Yeah, and we used the ever so lovely GSL system for the first time at this event, if you can say so. Last year I was here as a captain, and it was a one and done. If you lost the first match, you are out. So luckily for you, we have a lower bracket coming in now. So if you lose the first one, you go down to the lower bracket where you have a best of 3 series against the other loser from the other game, where the 2 winners face off for a playoff spot. So you sort of like get down to the scenario where if you win 2, you go through the semifinal. If you lose 2, you're out of the tournament.
I'm going to win the rest of the games from here on out, win the whole
Simple
thing.
as it is.
So keep it nice and easy. But look, this side of the bracket, considering that we had the Nordics, or at least Sweden versus Poland as the final last time round, they're kicking it off with a bit of a bang here. That's it's an exciting game for the day.
I think that potentially could be, without being disrespectful to you or Henry G for that matter, the two best captains and the two best teams, at this tournament. I think Izakoo is always going in here fully seriously, whereas Pronax should theoretically be the best player.
I need to cut you off with the two best captains.
Okay.
Henry and I are obviously the two best captains.
Okay. Why is that?
We're the best at acting.
True.
So that's why
that's what you do for a living, isn't it?
Yeah. We're entertainers. We can juggle. We got card tricks. We got it all. They are probably the most qualified Counter-Strike captains. I think that's what you meant to say, right?
Okay. Yeah. My mistake. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'll let you off the hook this time.
Fine.
Speaking of the final, Izak is very familiar with placing himself in the final, getting second place last season. We're going to jump into a video with Team Poland and Izak. Izakoo is putting together Team Poland. With a previous result as first and second place, he is ready to find the team to get back to the top.
You need to have a good aim, you need to think, use your brain, and be a team player, not a solo player.
I think the tournament, Join the Republic, it's a great opportunity for young players. You can show yourself to the whole world.
Okay guys, I think I'm ready to announce my team for the ROG Join the Republic Community Challenge, and it's Sobol. Yeah, cheer for Sobol.
Czułem się wspaniale, bo wiem, że to jest dla mnie wielka szansa.
Please, Hades, come to the stage.
I think the team is really unique, everyone has their advantages, and I think we'll fill each other's gaps and hopefully win the tournament this year.
The roster is picked, and Izakoo takes his new form team to Warsaw for some practice and team bonding.
It felt super cool to arrive with the team, to meet the guys again, because the whole team is really fun and socializing and stuff.
I'm feeling very fine. I like these guys. They like me, I hope so. And I think we can do much in this tournament.
I won 2 years ago, I've lost a year ago, but this year we really have to do this, okay? You're gonna help me with that?
Yeah.
Great.
The paintball, yes, I got shot in my arm. I have here.
We played from the pool. That was some weird experience for me, but it was also fun.
Now that I know that I've lost last year, I want to win again. If I want to finish this ROG project for myself or something, I want to be a winner.
And that was Team Poland's journey to make it here to the campaign. They played CSGO in the pool. Have you ever done that, Jacob?
No, it makes me mad that I don't have a laptop, and it makes me mad I don't have a pool to play at.
Your laptop got stolen, right?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. But I have a laptop, and I haven't played in the pool either, so maybe that's one I'll have to try when I go somewhere sunny.
Wouldn't you be paranoid about water getting into your keyboards or into the cracks?
I'm very careful. As a plumber, I'm great with water, so I'd be able to keep mine clean. But I think these guys, last time round, I remember they were going to Inferno Online and they were practicing a lot. But Henry had a bit of a practice match on Dust 2 earlier.
He's spilling the beans now.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
And beat them.
Okay.
So, and I don't actually, even though I lost 16-8 to Henry's team, I think that game was closer than the scoreline says. I think if we hit a few more
typical player saying, there was much closer than what.
Won a pistol round, a couple clutches went our way.
Chad, you lost.
But I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have as good of a team this year round. He's had some players in the past who have played for have gone on to play for semi-professional Polish squads. So it's a very deep talent pool in Poland. It'd be interesting to see what they can bring.
Yeah, and maybe he's just faking it, right?
That's what I've done my entire life. Fake it till you make it, Jacob. That's what I've been telling you.
Exactly, you're insane. I think Izakoo, no matter what happens, he's always coming into these tournaments prepared. I think this is his big tournament. This is his chance of showing off, with his talents. So I think it's once again going to be one of those scenarios where they come in as the most prepared team. Whatever they're the best individuals, who knows? I think Australia have some decent players as well. We saw that in your game. Henry G is all of a sudden, a guard at the game as well. So he's going to have his tough task. And obviously Pronax, as Chad said, he's potentially the best Counter-Strike mind at this tournament. He should be, at least. Rumors surrounding that he may is joining FaZe Clan as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Here we go. Now we're talking.
Speaking of Pronax, he is the captain of the the Nordic region. He's going to be facing up against Izak. Chad, you're pretty familiar with Pronax. You guys have competed versus each other quite often.
Yeah, we played against each other back in the day. We beat them one time. But yeah, that's not really the point. The point is Pronax was always fantastic with his mid-round calls and reads, right? That's what he was known for. So I think the difference when you're looking at this new situation he's going to find himself in is the micromanagement. How hands-on is he going to be from an in-game leader perspective, or is he going to put himself in the star roles? Because that's the thing, right? He's played at a professional level before. Are you facilitating a team win, or are you going to get it done yourself?
And that's going to be a big problem because, as you said, his biggest attribute to the game is the fact that he can control players mid-rounds. But if you have players who is not necessarily sure or confident in the role that they're playing or in the stuff that they're doing, it's going to be very tough to control them. It's sort of like being a kindergarten teacher where you like tell the kids to hold their hands and they just refuse to do it. So it's going to be tough for him, and I think he should be the guy that is the star of this team no matter what. He has been playing this game for quite some time, and he's still a decent individual. May not be a Kenny S, may not be a Shox, but he's up there still with the best.
Let's take a look at Pronax's and his team's journey to the Join the Republic. Marcus Pronax Walston is the captain of Team Nordics. Last summer at DreamHack Masters, he invited players to try out for his team.
I look on communication, how you handle pressure. I'm also going to interview them. I'm going to try to put a few hard questions and see how they react, how they respond, and see if I can figure out something I normally wouldn't do by just watching them playing. If they play against me and they beat me, they're obviously going to go through to the next day.
I listen to criticism, and I think I could be a very valuable piece.
After numerous tryouts, the team started to form.
Pronax is a great leader. I've experienced him before, and there's no one like him.
I'm definitely very honored to be included. Very proud of what he had to say about me.
The team gathered in Stockholm and went to a boot camp they would not forget easily.
Come to this house felt really amazing, really big actually.
There was something about the setup, the mouse, or how smooth the screen was or something. I was banging heads left and right.
Okay guys, so thinking that since we have the laptops with us, we can play a game. They will be able to perform better if they're comfortable. And I think that's why it's important to be able to laugh together and actually have a good time, that you know that, okay, these guys that I'm playing with actually have my back.
I'm going to put 10 crowns on Hassan does not hit the target.
We're ready for this, and it's our home soil, and if you come here you won't be comfortable because we're going to take it home.
And that was incredible to see. It's always exciting to watch teams that you only see in game doing outside activities or just activities together in real life.
None of them jumped out of planes though, did they, Christine?
They didn't. I'm going to agree with you so far. You had the best challenge there, Chad.
I probably am the biggest risk taker out of all the captains. So.
What's it though? Jumping out of the plane?
It was pretty cool, man. It was really good. I wasn't and I'm not even just saying this, I wasn't scared at all. It just feels every day, and you just go up and you just jump. It's great.
Jumping out of a plane.
I recommend everybody does it.
Would you rather bungee jump or sky?
Skydive, I've done that free fall, the look down, the feeling. Whereas bungee jumping is actually quite harsh. When I do, it hurts a lot more. So.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're only so calm about it because the whole free fall aspect is sort of like your life too, Chad. So it's sort of like you don't lose anything if it goes wrong anyway, do you?
Yeah, but I'm stylish, just like this gentleman on the screen right here, who is rocking some shades. There's a song about this, I'm pretty sure. Sunglasses at Night. Don't know if you guys have heard it. You could be a bit young, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm too young for that.
Maybe people in production will understand, but it's a great tune. You should listen to it after while you're watching Sweden play. Sure. Whack that one.
I'll put it on. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go to the head-to-head video. I went down and talked to both captains before the match to see what they had to say. Coming up next, we have Team Nordic versus Team Poland. Captains, come on up. Pronax, do you have anything to say to Izak?
The only thing I have to say is that I think it's going to be an easy game for Team Nordic.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, I think it's going to be an easy game for Team Poland, especially that I've casted so many games of Virtus Pro versus Fnatic with you leading Fnatic to win that I have to get back to you. So, hoping for a win.
Perfect. Well, we'll see who wins. Those are some fighting words. Pronax coming out saying he's going to beat Izak. What do you guys think?
I think there's a good chance of Sweden beating Poland. I think Chad just spilled the beans. You know, Henry G winning a scrim against Team Poland. I did not expect that at all. So my sort of perspective changed in this one. I think Team Nordic is the heavy favorites winning the entire thing. So I expect no less than a win.
There's a little bit of bias there, though, isn't there?
Not at all.
Not at all? Okay. I don't know. I think it's very difficult in a tournament like this to gauge skill level of teams until you're actually in the server playing, because nothing's really practiced. Now, if Izak has practiced as much as what he did last year, he's automatically going to have a bit of an advantage there. But I know from the horse's mouth that Pronax said coming into this, they actually played a couple of scrims together. So I'm going to side with you on that, Jacob, and take that information as a signal that, yeah, Sweden are going to look pretty hot.
Chad, I've got a quick question for you. What is the one thing you focused on mainly for you and your squad with such a short amount of time to practice?
As Henry said before when he was on here after our match, it's just about the playing hours. So they all played over the holiday period and to get ready for that. When you come into this, I just said when we're upstairs, I had a pretty good idea what the map was going to be, and I just broke down some very basic I guess pistol rounds and holds from there, and you just have to see what happens, right? That's all you can do.
All right, well, we're going to ask the Twitch chat to vote for the 8 players that they think will be the MVPs in this game. We are not voting for the captains here, just the 8 players in the server. Are you guys familiar with any of these players? I know we're seeing a lot of Swedish names, and Jacob, you said Scandinavia's very big in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they used to be pretty big. I mean, Sweden used to have a deep talent pool. Nowadays, it's only Denmark for whatever reason. We do pretty well. I do think the guy with the glasses, I do think the guy with the shades, I think he's going to be sick. Okay. I think he has the swag to roll it off, and I think he's going to be the MVP with no doubt.
I'm going to back in DH.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah, it just is a cool name.
DH.
DH. Yeah.
All right, well,
not H.
You know what? Let's jump right into this. Throw it over to the casters, see what they think. Sean, Pansy?
I think you guys need to be looking at HLTV more, because some of these players for the Polish side are banging out some games.
Let's just say Sobol's about to drop 30.
Sobol's going off. So you guys can stick with your own predictions, because they banked on Chad before.
Me, I can't hear a thing.
Yes, he's trying to trash.
Let's get this match started and see who the MVPs are going to be. Good luck, Sean and Lauren.
Yeah, thank you. And good luck to Chad's team in the future. Hopefully he doesn't lead you astray again.
No wonder they lost so bad. He can't even hear.
I know, it's old age.
Yeah.
It's old age.
Hearing's going out.
It is. But as said, if you guys at home kind of know the, I guess, more upcoming scene, especially the Polish crowd, I mean, I've got to say, the Polish audience, especially when it comes to Izak, they are dedicated. And Sobol, he's got a couple of things that have kind of stood out to us already very early on.
Yeah, we're watching him right now in pregame. He's just jiggle peeking every corner. He's controlling sprays, 20 bullets in, getting multi-kills. I'm pretty confident he's going to have a good game.
Yeah, I have a feeling as well. Like, honestly, so far, we're kind of 1-0 up on the analysis desk and predict. Well, I'll round you up to be with me here.
I appreciate that.
No worries. And I'm going to go for the Polish side here. I think, obviously, any Swede, Danes, any of the Scandic sort of region, any of the Nordics, they're phenomenal. They have the pedigree. Don't get me wrong. But before we get into the game, I'm dying to get into this. I can't help myself. We do need to remember that this broadcast is brought to you by ROG Strict Scar 2 Edition.
Yeah, and like the Chad.
Christopher. You're not weak. Your mind is always racing. It never rests. The thoughts weigh heavy as you plan your next move. You're a maverick, not afraid to walk alone, but you know when to step in and join. Like a rabbit in the headlights, frozen to the bone. And when called, you're ready to go where others fear to tread. So let the earth quake and adversaries tremble as you break through.
Powered by Intel Core i7 processor.
All right, Sean, we're excited about this. It's such a fun, exciting game for me.
I think this is a toss-up, and I think this could be a preview into a late match into this tournament. I could easily see both these teams making the finals. Where I do give the slight edge towards the Pronax team is his ability to read mid-round scenarios. And like Chad said, a lot of these teams aren't going to have too in-depth of strats, and they have been practicing a lot. They've gotten in playtime. And that means a lot for someone that's a mid-round caller, is just understanding your teammates' tendencies and, telling them when and when they shouldn't go for kills. So I would give a huge edge in that category right now to Pronax.
I remember last time I was doing this, and I think it was the first season, and Izak was in it. He was able to get his team into the Facebook scrims, like the private scrim groups. He was practicing with teams who were he actually practiced against first pro at the time. I mean, the guy takes it very seriously. Now, again, we've put a little bit of eyes towards Sobol. For me, I think he's one of the players I'm definitely looking at to be potentially a big swing factor. A couple of the others as well for the Polish side have some good names to them. But I can never go against the Nordics straight up. There's no way I can do it. Sobol getting early info, peeling off of it. We're on Mirage, in case you didn't realize. And, well, it's not going to be just the Sobol show. There's going to be others here. So far, only Pronax to fight back for the Nordic team.
Okay. Yep. Sobol already coming in hot with the 2K, but that round was kind of made easy by Saju? Saju, yeah. Getting those 2 kills on the catwalk pinch. Sobol didn't look like he was really ready for that catwalk 2-pronged assault, but he was protected, and he ended up coming up huge because of that, getting the last 2 kills.
Now, I think the Pronax things we're discussing and the fact that he is probably arguably one of the better in-game leaders out there. If you want to look at your classic in-game leader, had some very high accolades put to his name. Look at this set piece, though, coming out.
The B-rush.
This is nice. So set smokes. This is a planned set. But the problem is that Sobol is waiting. He is going to be someone we will be continuing to say his name of, I can imagine, throughout this. We'll see if that actually comes through with any sort of goods. Pronax, very vocal thus far, though. He's clearly calling the timing, clearly trying to instruct the guys, it's time to go.
Yeah, this is a really cool set piece. They threw the early smokes to bait out utility, and then they re-hit with those same smokes.
2 that time for Sobol.
Very winnable 3-on-3 right now.
T-side have got some great bits of pickups there. Famous M4. And we do have 2 left. Hades, taken pretty low here. 12 HP left. Scout to hand. Gets found pretty swiftly by Pronax. We're down to Izak himself, the 1v3. Not looking so likely with that UMP at this sort of range, and he knows he's struggling. Good connection towards Pronax. Yeah, but put down by the other teammates. That was a very nice hit. That's a set piece.
That was a fantastic strat coming out of Pronax on Mirage. Early fake smoke grenades towards the B bomb site, a couple flashes over, kind of distorts the vision for the CTs, makes them use all their utility on that second round, and then they re-hit it with those smokes that block off the vision from the market. That was really nice.
I think this is going to be a good game. Also, WalterP does just get style points throughout that entire video before, and he's got the glasses, like those jeans. I'm loving the look. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a player play with sunglasses on their head like that.
Maybe it's like the next level.
I like it.
It's the next stage. If you come in with style points, you know what I mean? And looking at the buy here, nothing out of the ordinary for the Pronax side. Pretty customary. And looking at the CT side, doing what they can with limited amounts.
Yeah, and you can see the CTs have opted to get a ramp control. The terrorist team taken mid. They know that the CTs have a weak buy. This is a smart play by them. And it's hard to tell what the end game is here since the bomb is kind of left towards T-spawn B bomb site, but he could easily wing it back and go towards A. But nope, he's going to go upper B. It's likely going to be a catwalk split coming in. Sobol has a lot to do here.
And he's pretty isolated. Teammates on the way, but I think that's Hades and a little far out here. Sobol couldn't make it count. And now Hades falls a foul to the same thing. Pronax leading by example as well. We know he's got the mind. It's always the mechanical that you may not say he's, the pugger that you look at. You'd never put him as that, but as a mind himself, he's certainly phenomenal. And we're seeing it here now, putting himself in a good position. And the remaining 3 for Izak's side. A little locked out.
Yeah, it's smart to save here from Izak because this is where things could get dicey for them. The economy could spiral out of control. Pronax's squad has won 2 rounds quite convincingly now. So their economy is building up very nicely early in this half. And they're likely to take a 3-1 lead here.
More than likely. Again, it's not quite all confirmed yet. And bear in mind, if I'm not mistaken, the captains will be streaming as well. So if you're curious of the comms, if you're a Nordic player, and I can imagine it would be potentially Swedish, I guess, with this side of Pronax in-game leading.
Yeah.
Or a Polish fan. I think you can check out their streams. You could potentially hear the comms going on. So again, that's something in the back of your minds. If you want to check it out, I think that's a potential for you guys. However, into this, we still have very early days, but I've got to say, Pronax's side, I'm loving what they're bringing here. I've loved the composure. I feel as though I'm not surprised, but I am that they're pulling it off so well.
Yeah, and I really liked the interview with Pronax before the game started, where you kind of got some insight into how he feels about in-game leading. It's all about the mood of the team and the confidence and the teamwork and the flashes. But here we have a mid-pinch.
Nice. Good little pickup so far. Sobol, they've done a bit of damage, to be fair. They've taken a lot away from the tees, but... Sure.
It's not a bad round at all, considering the investment from the Polish side.
Sobol doing a bit... as much as he can. I feel as though this may be a little beyond even him. Tag on one. Molotov takes him to 1 HP. And he's looking for any sort of nuisance play he can. And it's not going to come in this time. It's DH there. And we did see... how did we plan we were going to say this guy's name? Was it X6pon? X6pon?
Yeah, we kept trying to make out what it would be in English. But it seems like it can't be.
We're very confused.
X6pon. We're going to go with that.
Yeah. Essex Pond. We'll work it out. However, we do finally have a buyback in for the CT side, so we might see a little bit more fight here. And Mirage being played, always a fun one. Oh, Pronax outdoing them in middle. He really is bringing a lot of individual power.
He has, yeah. And I saw him warming up with the AWP in pregame, and this might be a new look for him. Previously, I don't think I've seen Pronax off.
No, this is scary. This is very scary. Sobol and Saju are just left so far out of this. Again, this is very decisive from the Pronax side.
Yeah, and they are super well prepared. You saw that jungle smoke there that came over the wall from top mid. It was a very fast connector split. Yet another set piece out of Pronax's squad. They look real prepared.
I'd love to hear how much time they've actually put in. I know a lot of these teams have been practicing. Even Henry G's team has been putting a lot of hours playing for, all these games back to back to back to back, as much as they can rack up the time. I'd love to see what Pronax has been able to do with these guys, considering, they are finding players kind of in not exactly the highest tier areas. They're finding them out of, gaming events or, DreamHack Opens where, you're a spectator. You're not a pro player. Saju here trying to keep control of the gun he has. He even takes one with him. And oh my God, Saju, be careful. Does keep hold of the gun in the end as well. So, but again, being able to kind of source these sort of players is very impressive.
Yeah, I actually really liked how Pronax even, assembled his squad. He had that survey. He
had a spreadsheet.
Yeah, those players had to go through a gauntlet to end up here. So that was really interesting because I don't think any of the other captains have said exactly how they picked their players.
Yeah.
But he had a very methodical way of assembling this team.
Absolutely. I want to see what was on that spreadsheet now when he did those interviews. What is on that? I do not know.
Do you think you could have qualified?
Absolutely not. I'm an absolute trash can of a player these days. I won my show match when I was here on the first time. I'll take that. We beat Parla's team.
Ah, Parla.
To be fair, the draw of players did go substantially in my favor. I'm not even going to pretend that was anything other than the case, but, I won my one show match. It's fine. It's all good. Outside of that, though, we again have a bit of a tricky situation. Isaac's side is struggling for cash. We saw this hindering the Australian boys, and we are seeing it hindering the Polish side.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be tough for Isaac's team to have a close round here, given their investment into this round. But they really need to, start whittling down the money right now on this T side. If they don't win a flawless round here, T side's going to have over 10K on a couple people.
That's pretty rough. And I've heard theories that WalterP's glasses are actually anti-flash glasses. That maybe he's got a little trick up his sleeve. I kid. But the guy is great. I'm loving it. Taking over mid-control again. It does seem quite regimented thus far. Like I'm seeing WalterP playing the same sort of positions. We're seeing people going through that checklist, playing out a nice little default, getting the bomb, and then just maybe playing off the control they've got. They've got Pronax a great spot towards connector. Again, they are against pistols, so it's not going to be the hardest of tasks, but you can't get complacent, and it looks like the last person in the world to be complacent will be Pronax.
Oh my God, they're selling a fake towards the B bomb site. 2 players up there. They drew 4 people towards the B site right now. Only a single player towards A site. Looks like he's under balcony. No, he's up in Palace.
But we do have Sobol at least there. Now he's going to hear these steps. If he can stop this plant, Job done for him. That's great work. He's brought a little bit of an opportunity. It's not much, but Sobol's going to take it with both hands. Has Pronax let it slip? Maybe trying to play out a little bit further than what his team could be able to achieve. And even if he has all the right ideas,